Great. Well, we want to welcome our the folks that are here with us today. We're really excited to have you here. And today we're going to be talking about career and life balance. And we are obviously recording this session, so just be aware of that. If you're not wanting to be on camera or speak out loud, that will be recorded. So you're welcome to use the chat during this as well. All right, I'd like to go ahead and do introductions, and I'll go ahead and start with myself. I'm Desha Staley-Ratiar. I'm the Director of Career Development at Cabrillo, and I'm really responsible for all of the career prep side for our students, getting them ready to either get internships or employment after they leave and complete their degrees or certificates. And I also engage with employers in the community in building partnerships with them. Kim, should we jump over to you real quick?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday. My name's Kim Mansfield. I'm one of the counselors here at Cabrillo. I do most of the career exploration on our side here at the college. I teach a lot of the career courses as well, and work a lot with Desha on our career services team. So happy to be here tonight.
All right, Yvette.
Great. Good evening, everyone. I'm Yvette Brooks. I'm the Executive Director for Your Future is Our Business. I jumbled up there because I am newly in this position as of August, and I'm also the current mayor for the city of Capitola. So nice to see everyone.
Great combo there. I love that. All right. And then I think we'll wait for panel. We'll introduce you guys a little bit later if that's all right. We'll go ahead and do that. All right, I want to go ahead and share my screen right now. It always likes to do this to me. It's hiding. I got to get that presenter view. Just give me a moment. All right, can everybody see that? Great. All right, so we obviously did our introductions, and now I want to just go over the agenda for today. We're going to just briefly talk about kind of career services overview, why it's important to take advantage of these resources. And then Yvette is going to talk about Your Future is Our Business. And then we'll jump into career support for Cabrillo with our assessments, workshops, classes, jobs, and internships. And then we want to talk about some resources we also have on our website, and then we'll wrap it up with our panel. And again, if you have any questions as we're going through, we have a really small group, so you are welcome to unmute yourself and just jump right in with a question, or you could put something in the chat as well. Either way, and I know either Kim or Yvette, whoever isn't speaking, if you don't mind monitoring the chat, that would be great if anything comes up. So basically today we want to share the various career development opportunities that you can access while you're in high school and also once you start at Cabrillo. We really encourage you to take advantage of the resources available to you. This will help you explore different career paths, prepare for your future, and eventually launch you into a variety of work-based learning opportunities. We're going to go ahead and get started with Yvette from Your Future is Our Business so she can share more details about what they have to offer.
Thanks so much. So as Desha explained, my name is Yvette and I'm from Your Future is Our Business. We are a nonprofit that was founded in 1993, and we partner with all of the school districts here in North and South County and a few of other partners such as Cabrillo. And then the next slide. So like I mentioned, we were founded in 1993 by a group of community members who saw a need for students to gain exposure to career possibilities and resources that were available to them. And so some examples of that back in 1993 were what some of you, maybe our teacher on the line, would remember as our regional occupational program, our ROP programs. A few years ago, funding switched up and is now given to all of the school districts here in the county. And part of that is we get to partner with them to provide work-based learning experiences. And I'll go into that in a second. So some of those work-based learning experiences are career awareness and career exploration. So career awareness is experiences or those that help students build awareness of the variety of careers available and of the post-secondary education expected from these careers. This is to allow students to broaden their options by helping them become aware of all of the different types of jobs available to them in their community. So career exploration is similar to that, but this is those actual work-based learning experiences that we help broker with our school districts. And the reason it's so important is for many of us, our career pathways has not been so linear. I grew up thinking that I needed to go to school and whatever I studied in school was what was going to be my career for the rest of my life. And we realized that that's really not the case, right? For any of us. And even our speakers here will talk a little bit about that. And the other folks I'm presenting with today know that really that's just not how it goes. And so my job is to connect the students, you, to as many different career sectors. There's actually 15 of them identified here in California, to connect them with people who are working in those areas. Next slide, please. So to be more specific, what we do, we provide opportunities to youth, like I said, to increase your awareness of careers and connect you to these exploration experiences. We collaborate with educators and students, and we collaborate with industries. So my job is kind of twofold. I'm partnering with the school districts, but I'm also I'm able to network with a lot of cool people in all these types of jobs. And I try to link those. And you'll hear, if you ever go to our website and you check us out, you'll see this term link get thrown around a lot. And that's kind of the unifying organism that connects you with all of these great people in our community. So our services, those work-based learning activities that you might see as a student in your school, is if you were in a woodshop class or oh my gosh, I almost said home ec. Gosh, forgive me for that. But if you're in any of these classrooms, you could be in a medical pathway course at Santa Cruz City. You can be in an ag course over at Pajaro. During these classes, you might have someone from the actual career sector come and visit your class. And generally, those people are provided by our organization, and those are called career speakers. When you have those big giant career fairs at your schools, we're usually partnering with your school district. When you see career panels, so maybe one class, but just exploring all sorts of different types of careers, that's probably something that your Futures Our Business set up for your school. In addition, we also do informational interviews. And so if you really were into it and you wanted to talk to your teacher to gain more access to that individual that may have visited your class, we could set up these kind of cool informational interviews or mock interviews. We could even go to the extent of mentors, and we're going to talk a little bit about that with our panelists later, and some job shadows and internships we also provide. The takeaway here is that when you're in school and you're experiencing all these unique work-based learning experiences, you have the opportunity to expand on that. And so if you're interested in the building and trades and construction, but you're not seeing it in the school, you can ask for that, because that's what your Futures Our Business is here for, is to provide these connections with our community for you. So it's a matter of just asking, and we more than likely have a relationship set up with your school district, so we're always available to support you. And if not, on our website, you can make that request yourself. But I'm not going to jump too far ahead. I think I have a few more slides. So this is some fun photos of when we were in person doing all the great things that I mentioned, like those career fairs that at SoCal High, or one of our EMT folks going into the schools, our police department stepping up. There were so many great things that we were able to do in person. But now with COVID, as you know, a lot of things have been moved to remote, but that's okay. We're still able to provide these work-based learning experiences to your classrooms. We're just getting a little bit more creative. The cool thing is, I'll be honest, that there's some folks who are in some of these career sectors, like film, for instance, that live in LA working for Pixar, that have been interested in supporting our students. So if you're a teacher here and you're fine with it being remote, we're seeing an influx of people wanting to volunteer their time because it is remote. Well, I'll just end by, I thought I had an ending slide. I'm so sorry about that, Desha. But to end, our website is yfiob.org, and you can go on if you want to volunteer and become a career speaker. You can sign up to do that. Or if you're just a student interested in a mentorship or an internship, or just connecting with anybody. I had a student reach out who was interested in cosmetology, and I was able to connect her with the girl that's doing the San Francisco Giants makeup for the cheerleaders. San Francisco Giants, no, 49ers. That's how much I know about sports, excuse me. The 49er cheerleaders makeup. She's the one who does their makeup, and I was able to connect them. And that was aside from the partnership with the school district. So if there's something on your mind and you want to just explore any of the 15 career sectors, please reach out. Again, it's yfiob.org, and I look forward to hearing from all of you.
Great, thanks so much for sharing. I think your last slide is going to be where we've got our panelists. I think it moved down there. I want to, before we jump into Cabrillo's side of the house, I want to do a quick poll. So let me launch this right now. If you could just take a minute. And it's asking you if you've ever done a career assessment. And if you could just answer it, that would be great. All right, got everyone, our tiny group. We'll share the results. Okay, so it looks like majority have, so that's great. Okay. Stop sharing that. All right, so that's good to know, because that's going to be one of the things that we're going to be talking about in just a few minutes. But I want to go ahead. Uh-oh, my screen is frozen right now. I am going to stop sharing for a minute and try it again. Let's see if it's not cooperating. Technical difficulties. All right, hold tight, everybody. I'm gonna exit out of it for a minute and then come back.
Number one skill, problem solving.
Yep.
Maybe skip that sliding and start on the next one.
Trying to see if it's gonna let me go back.
Are you gonna, do you start?
Okay, there we go. Hopefully it's gonna move after I do this. All right, so what I wanted to start with is I want to just mention some workshops and classes that we offer at Cabrillo. So these workshops that I'm referring to are for current Cabrillo students. And we offer a variety of workshops that are for the whole campus community. And then we also go into a variety of classrooms, or we work with student clubs. Whoever asks us to come in, we're willing to come and do that. And some of the topics that we cover are resume development, interview prep, creating a LinkedIn profile. And then we also, when we have our job fairs, we have a how to navigate a job fair. So there's a lot of great opportunities for people to, we like to call this kind of like a little, basically a little taster of what you can learn in regards to career services, right? So you do that, and then if you want to explore them even deeper, you can go and check out some of these classes. So the first ones we have are these counseling and guidance courses, and these are taught by our academic counselors. Kim happens to be one of them. And what they do is there's one that deals with how to be successful in college, which is a great one to take, especially your first year at Cabrillo. And then another that talks about career exploration, and it's really providing career services in a classroom format. So it's a great way for you to learn more about yourself. That assessment we asked you if you've done, if you haven't done one of those, that's done in that class as well. And those classes are all for credit, and they transfer. If you were to go and get a 4-year degree, those credits could transfer. The next set of classes that we offer are career skills courses, and these are what we call non-credit. So no credit involved, which also means that they're free for you to take. And these are open for community members as well as current students. And we currently have 4 different classes that you can take. And they cover everything from resume development. So you take that class and you will walk away with a polished resume. Another one is interview prep and basically connections, so LinkedIn profile and those types of things. And then the final 2 have to do with career skills and being successful in the workplace, right? A lot of people refer to the term soft skills. Not my favorite term, but that's the one that people are familiar with. Teamwork, communication, all of those type of things that really are important in the work arena. So those courses are, again, are available for anyone that wants to take them. Oh, good, it's working for me.
And Desha,
Yeah.
one note back on the classes, you can, as a high school student, be taking our courses while you're still in high school through dual enrollment. So if that's something that you're interested in, for free too. So dual enrollment is free while you're in high school. You can be taking any of the classes at Cabrillo, working through your counselor at the high school, and spring semesters coming up. So if that's something you're interested in, we have lots of high school students taking our courses. So not just the counseling guidance courses, but lots of other classes too. So career exploration, we have lots of career assessments. Career assessments can be done looking at interests, at skills, at personality traits and values. We have free career assessments that you'll find on our website, such as Career Coach, or through Eureka. You can look at your personality match and careers. And we also have the formal career assessments, which would be the strong interest inventory or the Myers-Briggs type indicator. These are longer, and they do have a fee associated with them. Those assessments we usually take through our CG54 class, and those require a debrief with a counselor, either in the class where we can debrief them, or you can do them with a counselor one-on-one, but it's not as in-depth like you would get in the class. So lots of, we'll show you a little bit later how you can reach some of these for free assessments on our website as we go through our presentation.
All right, so the next area we want to share is our jobs and internships. So, and everything kind of evolved, around that. So within our Student Employment and Internship Center, we do provide a job board. It's called the Seahawk Job Board, and this is for current students and alumni. And we post both on and off campus positions. These could be just part-time jobs while you're in school. They could be internships, and it could also be employment after you finish your degree or certificate. So it's a free resource for folks to use once you're here at Cabrillo. And then we offer career fairs or job fairs throughout the year. Our big ones tend to be in the spring, although we did just partner with Access to Employment on a county-wide job fair that we had at the Boardwalk. It was really nice to have an in-person event, so that was really exciting. Outdoors, but in person. So we're hoping to do more of those in the spring. And in the past, when we've had them in person, we had over 65 local employers This last year during COVID, we did them all virtually in the spring, and we broke them up, and we had 4 different ones that were more related to our CAPs, our career and academic pathways. And those again were a great option for folks. So we're not sure. We'll see what the spring looks like. It could be a combination of virtual and in person. And then we also offer employer panels. Many classes are doing this, within their classrooms, but we're trying to partner as well and also do larger campus-wide events where employers will come and speak, similar to what Your Future as Our Business is doing in classrooms. And then internship opportunities. So there's a few different ways that people can get involved with internships, and this is something that we're constantly growing and meeting with employers to create these opportunities for students. And some students, depending on the degree that they're going for, they actually will have to do an internship for credit. So there is the credit option, and then others that don't need that, they can just do an internship on their own, or they can work with our office and we can help support them in finding one. We are huge proponents of paid internships. I am not a fan of unpaid. We all know Santa Cruz is really expensive to live in, and our students need that income. So when we meet with employers, that is our big push. And we've had some really good success lately in that area. And then the last thing I want to share in regards to jobs is a lot of folks don't know we have over 600 student assistant positions at Cabrillo. So while you're a student here, you have to be enrolled in at least 6 units to be working on campus, but there are a lot of amazing opportunities, and it's a great opportunity. If you've never worked before and you're new to Cabrillo, it's a great first job. There's definitely that type of job for you. And then we have others that require more skill and expertise. Right, so a whole range, but something that's great for you to know about. I wish I had known about that when I was in college, because I did not take advantage of that, and I always encourage people to do that. Any questions from anybody? I haven't seen anything in the chat, but does anyone have any questions so far? No.
I will add, Desha, the time to do your internship is now, when you can weave it into earning units that apply to financial aid and apply to your learning before you're actually done with your degree and out trying to earn your living and then having to work for free for someone to build your resume. So it's a win-win all the way around.
Absolutely. And I think one of the other things I always think about is students like to wait until their last semester sometimes to do the internship. Mm-hmm. And really you can take advantage of it before that. So think about it from the very first moment you set foot at whatever college campus you're on. Try and figure out what that looks like for yourself and take advantage of those opportunities. Thanks, Kim, for adding that.
Yeah. So here's some great resources. The career service team, we have been so busy refining our resources, and these are some of the best that we've come up with to help you in your search for information. We've put together on our career services website, towards the bottom, we've divided them into 3 easy to use categories. We actually have worked with our librarians and been able to put our career ebooks up on our website. So these are some of the most up-to-date and popular books related to career, starting from exploration all the way to resume interviewing and getting that job you love. So those are there, and anybody can see them as long as you have your Cabrillo ID. You can basically check it out and look at it on your e-reader or your computer. We have career video and podcast resources. So when Desha was sharing with you that we have workshops, we also have workshops that are here on our career video and podcast resources. These are a lot of the career exploration, self-guided exploration workshops that are led by one of our counselors, Sabine, that will walk you through using some of our career web resources. So they're wonderful places to start to learn how to go in and take some of those self-assessments. We also have a wonderful podcast that is actually put out by Your Future's Our Business on the who do you want to be, we tap into that. So I recommend it highly. You would be very surprised who's on there. Just it might even be your neighbor. You might not even know who's there. So every week it updates. So that's a great one. My students love it. And we also have our top web resources on there too for career exploration. What can you do with a major? So students may frequently come to us in counseling and say, I love history, but what would I ever do with a degree in history? So some really great resources there. And all of our resources are open to anyone. So you don't have to be a Cabrillo student to look at our resources. The ebooks, you do have to be a Cabrillo student or have an ID to get in to actually download it and be able to see it. But the rest of them are there for everyone to look at and use. So great resources, really highly encourage you to go in and view them. Oh, my next slide. So this is one of our most comprehensive resources. So this is Career Coach. Career Coach is a multifaceted tool. And what it does is, so basically the idea behind Career Coach is taking your interests, letting you go in and put in your interests with an interest profiler, answering a quick, fun, easy, and we recommend the 60 question profiler, letting you go in, do a quick little assessment saying, does this sound interesting to you? And then based on that information, it goes in and we have connected in the background our majors through the CAPS, and it connects it to our CAPS. Well, it connects your interests, but then it also says, here are your interests, and here's some programs at Cabrillo or out in the world that you might be interested in. So it also connects to the Indeed job market within a 100-mile radius. I mean, it has a resume builder. I mean, it is a one-stop shop for job market data. It is a really, really wonderful, easy to use tool. And it is also on our career services webpage. And I think right in the middle here on the over to the left right here where it says, I can't see it, it's a little too small, but I think it says take career assessment right here. This orange button right there would be the one that you would go in and take. You don't have to log in, but we do recommend that you do make your own profile so that you can save your results. And then you can come and talk to one of us about it so that we can help you go through and talk about those results that came up for you if you have any questions.
Yeah, and just to mention again, this is free for anyone to use. You don't have to be a Cabrillo student. And I use this for the resume builder in helping students create their resumes. It has just a really clean, easy process and helps you with the language that is always so challenging in describing what people do in their jobs. So great tool for that.
But you do have to log in to use the resume builder though.
Yeah, you have to create an account, but it takes you 2 seconds to do. It's very quick. So.
Right. And it will let you save whatever you build for your resume. So it is great. And you don't have to worry about the formatting or anything.
Right. Did I go too fast on that, Kim, or are you good? Did you cover?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. So we just wanted to make sure you had this accessible as well. This is the link to our main website, and it has all the resources we just talked about, easy to find everything. I think we can put this in the chat a little bit later, or Kim, I don't know if you're able to right now, get that in the chat just so people have access to it. That would be great.
Sure, I will put it in there.
All right, any questions? I'm looking if there's anything in the chat. Let's see. I'm just looking at the one from Cindy. Okay. All right, so we're gonna leave that one there and that we can connect with that. All right, any other questions that people have? No? All right, Yvette, I'm gonna give it to you for our panelists.
Wonderful. I see that Donna Marie's in, and Kendra, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, great. Okay, wonderful. Well, I have
Me
the honor of,
too. I'm here too.
oh,
I'm
good.
just,
We have,
yeah.
okay,
I don't
so,
know
I
if my
can,
video is working. I have no idea if my video is working.
yeah, I can be on
Ah,
video. I was just afraid
that's
that my bandwidth is not, yeah, strong enough. But
that is
yeah.
the most terrifying video.
and Dasha, just for clarity, I'm going to be interviewing Donna and Kendra, and then will you be working with the other speaker? Oh, you're muted.
Our student was not able to make it, so
Oh, that's right. Okay.
it'll just be yours.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you so much, Donna Marie and Kendra, for being here this evening. So one of the things that YFIOB that I mentioned earlier does is we connect people in different career pathways to students. And both Donna Marie and Kendra Dottie have a very unique story to share. Donna Marie is our Santa Cruz City School District Medical Pathway Instructor, and Kendra Dottie is was part of the program, also has graduated and gone on to become, and Kendra, you're going to have to help me with all of these amazing abbreviations, BCN, RN, PHN. I mean, my goodness, you are an amazing human being. So I'm just going to jump right in. We'll take turns going back and forth. And would you, Donna Marie, do you want to first start with an introduction of yourself before I ask the questions?
Sure. Hi, my name is Donna Marie Stahl. I am the CTE Medical Pathway Instructor coordinator for Santa Cruz City Schools, North County, and I am at Harbor High School.
And Kendra, real quick.
Do I say
Yeah,
something?
real quick.
Okay.
Real quick.
I'm like, when is it my turn? So I'm Kendra Doty. I took Miss Stahl's class, Donna Marie's class, in 2011. I did ROP Health Careers, and I think 2012 I did ROP Med Tech. Yeah. Feel really old thinking about that. And now I'm a registered nurse, and I got my bachelor's of science in nursing at Dominican University in San Rafael, California, and the PHN stands for public health nurse. So I got certified to get become a public health nurse as well. I haven't used that one yet, but nice to have.
My goodness. Okay, so Donna Marie, I'm going to start with you. Could you share with us today what Career Technical Education, CTE, is, and why is it essential for schools to have such programs?
Well, the CTE Career Technical Education is a opportunity for students to get involved with maybe a possible career choice. It's almost like getting their feet wet to decide what they want to do in the future. So they are able to attend one of the classes with CTE, and I'll specifically talk about mine. Maybe they're interested in some type of a health setting, because it's an introduction to scientific concepts, theories, skills development in a healthcare setting. So their students are able to explore careers in that pathway. So if it's sometimes students are under the impression that we have nurses and doctors and EMTs, which is wonderful, but we also have people in material services and maintenance and illustrators. So there's other things that they can do. Phlebotomists, medical assisting, dental assisting. There's many, many different career choices. So we offer the program in North County at Harbor High School. We offer that to all grade levels. We have health careers in our pathway. It starts off with health careers, and then you finish that course, and then the following year you go into medical technologies. Health careers is a basic understanding of everything. They get to understand about medical terminology, anatomy, physiology, and then with med tech, we go in deeper into that, and they start gaining their vital signs skills, their hands-on skills. So we build it. It's kind of like, as I say, a cake. You have your cake, which is health careers, and the frosting is med tech. So it gives them such balance, and they learn a lot about what their pathway is. It's to help build their career pathway. And a lot of students don't really know what they want, but this gives them an opportunity. So we also have, I teach what we call the magnet class. So the kids in the afternoon come from different schools. So Kell, Santa Cruz, we have Harbor, SLV and Scotts Valley Independent Study. So they magnetize to Harbor High School. So we want to give everybody that opportunity to try something out and see if it's something that they want to do in that career pathway.
Well, Donna Marie, I attended a medical magnet program in San Jose, and I learned that that was not my career pathway.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Well,
So Kendra, tell me about what opportunities you've taken advantage of in your journey to where you are today.
So I guess in correlation with what Donna Marie said, so when I went into high school, I started high school in 2009. I knew since I was probably 5 years old that I wanted to be a nurse. That's not necessarily the same for everybody. I know a lot of people are unsure what they want to do, but I thought I wanted to. I also wasn't sure like all the details that went into being a nurse or what went into being a medical professional. So I saw that health careers and med tech were options of classes I could take while in high school. And I thought, okay, well, that's a start. That sounds like something related to that. And it turned out to be something that made me realize, or better yet, confirmed that is what I want to do. And I think it also helped me realize possibly a specialty I wanted to take. It actually helped me a lot in terms of the medical terminology I ended up learning there. It helped me a lot in school later on when I did end up going to nursing school because I went straight out of high school. I graduated in 2013 and started in 2013 my nursing journey. And I never actually got a medical terminology course in college. So I actually saved my flashcards from Donna Marie's class and I brought them to college. And let me tell you, they made me look better than some of the other people because they were going, I don't know what this big term means. I'm like, you just gotta break it down. This means this and this means that. And and it was really helpful. I think, I mean, I don't know what else to say. It just kind of set me up to know where to go in terms of the next step.
That's awesome. So Donna Marie, could you tell me about your experience then working with students such as Kendra and why it's important for them to experience different career sectors? You touched on it a little bit more, but if you don't mind elaborating.
Well, I won't. Oh, well, I won't promise, but I'm doing my best here. So because not a lot of students want to go to a four-year college, or they might want to just do a trade school. They're not really sure. So my experience is what I've learned with every one of my students, and I've been at Harbor since 2009. I've seen a lot of students become successful. And I think what's important is to start off with listening to them. What is your career goal? Is this something that you want? Are you not sure? And if you are, let's just fly with it and proceed as if you're going to do it. If you change your mind, it is okay. Let's just try it. So it's really a good, it's a good test run to see what their goals are. So my experience with that is to hear what they have to say. And I've been very lucky in that sense because people, you know, a person like Kendra, and I have students that are funeral director, firefighter, EMTs, police. I mean, I'm very lucky with what I've been able to guide these students. And that's my goal, is I want to hear them, listen to them, and guide them into building a career portfolio and building their career as to their future. So that, and with Kendra, yeah, Kendra was part of our Your Future's Our Business. She was a scholarship winner. She built a career portfolio. She was determined to move forward and do what she did. So, and it's just a really emotional thing to see someone like herself do that.
Well done, Ray.
You
I
can't
had the
cry. I'll
privilege.
cry. Don't cry.
I had the privilege of hearing the story too. Kendra, so why do you think it's important that that you had access? You know, like I'm thinking about you were so driven, you knew what you wanted to do, but you also had access to all of these programs. And
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more about that and what you were able to observe as you actually got into college and what was available to you.
Like in terms of access in high school, or?
Yeah. So, you know, you were able to take advantage of these programs, but, you know, for the students here, why is it important that they continue to, or that we have these programs and that they're accessible?
Yeah, I think just the biggest thing is whether you know what you want to do in high school or not. I think it's so nice to have that opportunity to explore it then versus in college, because if you are to take such a strong standpoint in college and say, okay, my major is nursing or my major is biology, college isn't cheap. And it's nicer to find out in high school if you like that thing than waiting and spending a ton of money on classes and realizing this is not what I thought it was, and making it turn into something where you have to start over in a way with college. Whereas in high school, if you take that course, you can consider it, you can look at it, you can dive into it. It's really focused on seeing if you feel like this is a good idea. I mean, I went to Dominican University. I never heard of that college. Um, I heard of it because of a guest speaker in Donna Marie's class. And I would have never applied there if it weren't for that. And I would have never been where I'm at, quite frankly, without that. Because the other colleges I did apply for and got into they were all pre-nursing, all things that like they were like, oh, you are conditionally admitted for pre-nursing. So like you go in and take your pre-courses, but then if you, depending on if you pass or fail or how well you do in them, then you can apply to the nursing program. Whereas what's so nice about Dominican University is that it's a private school. So if you get in as a nursing major, you are a nursing major, you are in the nursing program, and you are set up. So you don't have to worry about, oh, what's going to happen if I don't get my class? Like you're guaranteed your classes as long as you pass. That's the big thing that I think is really amazing. And just having that in high school really, really set the foundation for me, I think.
Yvette, may I add just a tail end real fast to this?
Yes.
And I want to say that we are in alignment. We're in a collaboration with Cabrillo College, where the students finish the medical technology section, and they earn 5 points to the medical for the nursing program at Dominican. So to us, that is our students that we want to give them that opportunity to, like, you need to go to Dominican, here's your 5 points to your 45 points. We want you to work toward that. We want you to build your career so you can stay locally, and if that's the best for you. So that's something we work with.
Thank you for mentioning that. I was just going to dovetail a little bit on that and just say that's what Cabrillo also does, right? They help connect students as they go through more of an exploratory phase. And it was touched upon briefly earlier, and that's just something that's so unique about Cabrillo for those like myself who landed as an elected official, but had many different careers prior, right? So there's a lot to that. Okay, just a couple more questions because we only have about 10 minutes left before we take any questions from our audience. Donna Marie, what would you share with students or parents or teachers who are here today? If you're a teacher and you have a kiddo whose child is interested in exploring programs at their school. So maybe they don't have what you're doing at their school. What would you say to the students or the parents?
Well, Pajaro has a medical program. I'm not familiar too much with that one. And Watsonville, I believe, may have. And I think those are the only two in South County. North County, for me, any of the schools that you go to, SLE, Scotts Valley, Soquel, Santa Cruz, Harbor, just reach out to your CTE counselor, because we have them. At Harbor High, you would see your regular counselor and you would reach out to them, and they'll look at your schedule and see how we can roll you into that class. Same thing with off campus. We have a CTE counselor by the name of Sherry Williams. We have Leslie Burns, Chrissy Danner. We have all kinds of amazing CTE counselors. Reach out to your school counselor and tell them what you would like to do. And most likely, if it's an off-campus class, which is a magnet class, it's the afternoon one, and you would have to be responsible for coming to the class during the time of the class, and then they'll set you up with that. And just reach out. If you want to reach out to me for more information, I'd be happy to. I could put my email into the chat for you, or if you'd like, I'll just go ahead and do that. And then just reach out to your counselor and be prepared to work and be excited and just be open-minded to think about what kind of career choice can I have. Just try it.
Yeah, well said. Well said. This month, October, is College and Career Awareness Month, because we as a county are recognizing that it comes hand in hand, right, Kendra? Like what the programs you went through landing you in a career, it's important that we look at the whole thing for the students listening. It's not just you go to college and then you that's it. We have to network. And I just learned that the vice president of Cabrillo College, Dr. Paul De La Cerda, started as a CTE instructor, and that's how he began his career. I don't know how old he is, so I'll just say not too long ago. I think that's just a nod to the importance of the programs that the program you're running and what's going on at Cabrillo and within our school district and our work at YFIOB. So Kendra, your last question, it's almost the same. What would you tell students about exploring different career sectors? I was going to say like yourself, but you've landed, you have the career now. So looking back, what would you tell the students here today listening and tuning in?
I think my biggest thing is definitely what Donna Marie said in terms of counselor. I'm pretty sure, back when I was in high school, we met with our counselors before setting up our schedule for like the next semester, the next school year. We would meet with our counselors. We'd be told like the courses we have to take, and then we're told how many options we have for things we have choices for. And those are the like I think freshman year there's a lot more assigned classes versus senior year you might only have a couple assigned classes, and you basically can just ask them right then and there, be like, is what ROP classes do we have available? Is if it's not at Harbor, you can always ask if there is an ROP class off campus you can go to, or if there's another type of course they offer, depending on what you want to look into. I know there's at Harbor there was even stuff on like bike engineering and stuff like that. At least when I went there, I think there still is. There's like all sorts of really specific things that you can get into, and you would never. I mean, I feel like you wouldn't know it unless you ask a couple questions or you see the people on campus. You look around and look at the different people on campus, because I noticed the ROP class of the kids wearing scrubs. They got to wear scrubs, and I'm going, oh, who are those guys? They're my age. And I'm like, that's cool. And like, just exploring. I mean, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to talk to people. I've been guest speaking at Donna Marie's class for a while now. Ever since, I feel like it's been ever since I've graduated high school. I would go like here and talk to the students, and we kind of talk about this. Like we talk about how do you make connections, who do you talk to, how do I apply to college. Just make it's just important to speak up and state what you want and see what you want to explore.
Well said, Kendra. You know, we often throw this terminology, Kim and Desha, you and I talked about this early about networking. We always tell students, you need to network. Well, how do you do that? How do you do that now in today's age, especially via Zoom? And I think what you're hearing today for the students is that reaching out is networking, asking your teachers, asking for those people who are interested or who are in the field you are interested in. What your futures are business is available to support that, that exploratory phases, the many phases you will be going through. And so I'm greatly appreciative of Donna Marie and Kendra this evening. Thank you so much for your time tonight, and we'll be posting this soon. So Desha, do you want to take this over for questions?
Yeah, and my screen is freezing again. But yes, the next slide was questions. So really, we're at the end of the presentation. And again, thank you to both of you. That was great information and so powerful to be sharing that for everybody. So thank you so much. Any questions from folks before we wrap this up? And it could be for the panelists, for any of us here. I don't see anything in the chat. So I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I wanted to just let you know, and I can't get to the slide, but obviously you accessed today's information. So there is one more day of Cabrillo Chats tomorrow, 5:30 to 6:30. It's about support networks and basically how you can, who you should be connected to do well academically at Cabrillo. There's a lot of amazing resources. So I encourage you to attend that. And if you can't, just so you know, we're recording each of these evenings and we will be posting them on our website. I believe I'm going to be able to send them out to you through the Eventbrite link. I'm going to look at that option as well. So we will be able to do that. All right. Anything else before we sign off? I'm going to stop sharing my screen. All right, and then I'm going to stop recording.